Hello guys, welcome back to SSA Athletics. Smash subscribe, really helps the channel out. Check out the SSA training pages as well as the other Facebook pages and our other socials. And also don't forget the website. Really helps us out a lot on this channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Illinois Agility Run. Around about this time of year, schools do their talent identification and they look at the primary school children to assess how good they will be and potentially to help understand what they have coming in and what they could potentially work on, what strengths and what weaknesses. The Illinois Agility Run is not often used in the modern day, but it is an old fan favourite. And it's one of the best at assessing agility. Now, the Illinois Agility Run tests our agility, or mainly for games players, assessing all forms of agility. Illinois Agility Run comes from an area of the United States called Illinois. Now, trivia fact, Illinois is near Chicago, or Chicago's in Illinois. It's also the home of the WWE wrestler, CM Punk.
I am CM Punk, and I am the voice of the voiceless.
Anyway, enough of that. Now, the course is pretty simple. We have one starting gate here, and effectively what we do, we sprint down to the first cone. Once we go round that cone there, we head off and sprint to this cone here, the middle cone. Once we go round the middle cone, we slalom through a set of cones, and then we come back and we slalom back to our middle cone. Once we reach the middle cone, that is opposite your start gate and effectively the end cone or the end gate, we then want to sprint to the end again, go round that cone and sprint back, finishing at this line. Once you pass this cone, you will receive a time. The distance long-wise is 10 meters, with a 5 meter in width between the start middle cone and the middle and the finish cone. The center slalom cones are roughly 3.3 meters apart. Between each slalom cone, athlete starts on the ground face down with their hands behind their back. When told to go, they will sprint forward. The athlete's torso must remain behind the starting gate. It is efficient for the athlete to drive their knee as far as forward as they can so they can eat the ground, whilst at the same time keeping low up until the first cone. The diagonal run into the slalom makes the turn a wee bit easier. What you may want to do as you're running through the slalom is to keep as straight as line as possible, only moving the top half of your body and utilising your hips to get around the cone. When it comes to the 180 turn, we want to try and prevent slowing down as much as possible. We want to drive to the cone and then drive off with a big stride, going into our running stride, almost like we're doing a standing start. When it comes to the finish, pedal to the metal, fast as you can go, and try and get to that line. Once you reach the line, stick the chest out to make sure you get the best time possible. So here I am preparing for my attempt at the Illinois Agility Run. Okay, so 18 seconds isn't particularly fast, so let's break this down. The course was slightly longer than it probably normally would be. I know what you're saying, excuses, but no, I did that deliberately for the cameras. Also, to take into account my turns could be a little bit better on the slalom. Agility wise, I'm probably not there. Being tired from my training from earlier probably didn't help, but nonetheless it should definitely be quicker than what it should be. And of course a better dive for the line would have been gave me a quicker time. So what could I do to improve it? Well, around the slalom turns itself, I could lean a bit more from side to side to help get that faster times. Driving off of that cone would also be helpful, and trying to keep my inner foot shorter around it so I'm able to get that bigger drive off. That's a fail. Never touch the cones. Either a time penalty or it's a fail. So some tips to go around the cones. Some testers may allow you to lean over the cone with your arm around the cone in order to get a quicker time. Others may allow you to have your hand to the ground, though this would not suit many people and may actually be potentially slow, as you can see here. When we come up to the cone, we want to prevent slowing down as much as possible. Yes, you can have a natural braking action because you're actually having to turn around the corner and you are going to slow down slightly, but we want to prevent that as best as we can because we want to hit it hard, hit it fast and turn round quickly as possible. Something that can help with the turn is by having the closest leg towards the cone have a shorter stride, and as you come up to the cone itself, the one that's closest to the cone goes round the cone nice and tightly, allowing that shorter stride to get that outer leg to drive and swing through, therefore making a much more power drive off into the next set of cones. There are also some versions of the Illinois agility run where you have to run backwards on the diagonal. Running backwards is similar to running forwards, but you take shorter strides at the beginning before extending really far out the back. For the turns in this particular situation, we want to sidestep round the cone, and that way we're able to get back into our backwards running. Another just as niche example is utilising the Illinois agility test, but instead you have to dribble a basketball. Obviously this will be good for the sport of basketball. It is generally recommended that you do it on a hard or consistent surface like a sports hall or an athletics track so we can get consistent timing, and it also helps prevent dips in the ground and prevent you from slipping. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. I'm Adam of SSA Athletics. Don't forget to smash subscribe, check out all our socials and the website, and I will see you in the next one. Roll the bloopers. Oh damn, I'm tired. Oh Christ. I'm being serious, bro. Don't take the mick, I've done about 10,000 runs of them. 10,000 cuts.